that I have your attention.
Hey guys, it's Chardon, and today for you, I finally have my fandom tour video. So, as you probably may have been able to guess, a lot happened on the fandom tour, and that is why this video has taken so long to make, because so much happened, and then so many things happened that I wasn't expecting to happen or didn't happen the way that I thought they were gonna happen, and just so much happened that it has taken me forever to come up with even some kind of plan of how to do this video. That being said, if even after all this time, this video is a hot mess, you will have to forgive me because so much happened. So much that we're just gonna dive straight in and get started. And I guess the best place to start would be the beginning, which I guess would be the plan. So the plan for this tour was initially just for me to do the Tampa, Florida date, as I am from Orlando, so it makes sense to do the Tampa date. That was the plan. That was the entirety of the plan, was for me to do Tampa. That was it. So I got my Tampa ticket. I got my Tampa VIP, which was a nightmare. I think the only thing that was more stressful than getting VIP for Tampa was getting My Chemical Romance reunion tickets, which I did get. I didn't go, so don't expect video from that, but my roommate's sister went. But I still got the tickets, and like, stressful, just so stressful. That was stressful, and getting tickets for this was stressful. Because fun fact, not only did Tampa's VIP sell out in like a minute, probably less, but Tampa, the show, sold out not once, but twice. That's right, we were the first show to sell out all of our GA tickets, and then the boys were like, oh, well, we'll add balcony, we'll add more tickets, and then those sold out too. So yes, getting tickets for Tampa, stressful, but we did it, and then that was supposed to be it. But then I got to thinking, you know, I've been meaning to do a 21 Pilots hometown show for like years, because hometown shows are really special for the band and they're really special for the fans. So what if I did a Waterparks hometown show? So then the plan all of a sudden went from just Tampa to Tampa and Houston. And then, you know, that was supposed to be it. But then, oh no, I got to thinking again. Around, I don't know, like 2 or 3 weeks before the tour was supposed to start, I got to thinking, well, what other shows still have VIP available? Like, what shows would still have VIP this late in the game? Well, it turns out that Charleston, South Carolina still had VIP that late in the game. So then the plan went from Tampa and Houston to Charleston, Tampa, and Houston. And then I thought, for sure the plan has got to be done now. Like, I'm going to Charleston and I'm toting my roommate with me so she can experience this band that I've been obsessing over for forever and have been making her listen to incessantly. That's now a thing. And then Houston is the day before Christmas Eve. Like, the plan is so convoluted at this point. Like, surely this has got to be it. But oh no. Still no. Because see, then a friend that I had made on Twitter, a friend who was already doing like 15 shows on this tour, like did the entire latter half of the tour, got to thinking, he was like, you know, I would really like to do a show with you. What shows still have VIP available this late in the game? We're talking like 2 weeks, maybe even just 1 week before tour starts. So we look, and Charlotte, North Carolina still has VIP left. So now the plan is Charleston, Tampa, Charlotte, Houston. And then surely the plan has got to be solidified now. This has got to be it. We went from doing 1 show in my own state to doing 4 shows in 4 separate states. Like, surely this has got to be it. But no, unfortunately, a personal mishap happened and we had to take Houston off the table, which was low-key heartbreaking because I was so looking forward to it. I really wanted to do a Waterparks hometown show. They talk about how much they love doing Houston shows so much. Always talk it up. But, you know, shit happens and, you know, Houston was just off the table. So, final plan is now Charleston, Tampa, Charlotte. So with all of that being said, let's just dive right into show 1, which was Charleston. and oh man, what an experience Charleston was. Now, I know that I am a Southern girl. I am Florida, born, bred, raised, habitated whole life, right? But I have two Northerners for parents. So when I travel up north, I make an effort to check the forecast, to know what the weather is going to be like, so I don't look like the stupid Florida bitch who's wearing shorts and a t-shirt in the freezing weather. So we looked at the Charleston weather. It was supposed to be a beautiful, sunny, 70-degree day. And I thought, perfect. That is perfect. The weather changed literally as me and my roommate were driving up. Me and the roommate left Orlando at 2 a.m. so we could ensure that we were in Charleston by at least 10 in the morning. We get into Charleston at 9:30 and it is raining, overcast, windy, and 40 degrees. Like, the people who lived there were not ready. So there I am, stupid Florida bitch, in my t-shirt and ripped jeans. If it was not for the sheer just luck that my roommate likes keeping winter clothes in her car, and my dear sweet friend Abby, having her parents bring me an extra pair of mittens that I still have, by the way. I will return them to her someday. I would have frozen to death. So needless to say, it was fun-filled hours of queuing in line. You can hear them sound checking. It sounds so good. We're not even inside. This is gonna be insane, and it's gonna be loud. We're gonna be wrecked. This is gonna be great though. It is so cold, I can't feel my hands. Abby is here. So I think it's like probably noon now. So we've only got like 4 hours to go. We're hoping they'll let us in at 3:30 because it's so cold and it's gonna rain some more. So we'll see what happens. It sounds so good already. But finally, the light was at the end of the tunnel. Lucas, dear sweet Lucas, who is the tour manager, by the way, in case you didn't know, Lucas comes out, starts having us line up, and begins telling us what we need to do to get into VIP. It is at this moment that venue security decides to tell Lucas, "Oh, no, sir, that's not how we're doing this." To which Lucas appropriately responds, I'm the tour manager? Like, yes, this is how we're doing it. This is how we do it. Just do it this way. But oh no, venue security insisted, no, we are not doing it this way. This exchange would have gone on for God knows how long, but little did security know that I was not in the mood. I had just spent all of this time freezing my ass off on the sidewalk. I was not in the mood to sit outside even longer just because security felt like being an asshole to Lucas. And I had no problem telling him that. I let him know, hey, sir, this is literally Lucas's entire job. He knows what he's doing. Just do what he says. We're freezing out here while you're being a dick. And the look of pure joy that came across Lucas's face will fuel me in my darkest moments. Security then very quickly decided, oh, okay, I guess we'll do what the tour manager says. And we funnel our way into the building where Lucas continues checking us out. And he's like, hey, how are you? And I'm like, just fine. If you need anything ever, let me know. Lucas deserves all of the good things in life. And if literally anyone tells you differently, you can tell them to eat dicks for the rest of forever. So there we are. We're lined up inside the venue, just waiting for the boys to come out. And then they did. And let me tell you, I am very good at not getting starstruck. I have met several of my idols, had many a long conversation with them. I've had them draw things for me to get tattooed before. It's all fine. I'm really good at keeping my shit together. But I'm not gonna lie, there was a moment when they came into that room and I was just like, oh shit, this is actually happening. Now, if I have any complaints really about this show that don't have to do with security, it's that at the very beginning of this tour, for the very few couple really just the first two, it felt like they were operating under the assumption that they had far less time than they actually did. So VIP moved very quickly. Really, it was just a walk up, hey, hugs and picture, and then that was it. So VIP was pretty rushed. I'm not gonna lie, but it was still fantastic. I still got to walk up and hug them, and they tried to like have a little bit of a something. Like, I'm not wearing it today. I will explain why in a later video, but my evil eye ring that you guys have seen before, Austin saw it and he was like, hey, we match. And it like completely flew over my head because I was still in that holy shit, this is happening state. But he did try to like have a little bit of interaction that wasn't just a high hug picture. But essentially that was basically what it was. But again, it was fine. It was just lovely being able to meet them and hug them. So then we make our way over to barricade, and I am center barricade. I was 6th in line for VIP, so I managed to get center barricade. So it was incredible. And then Q&A started. And I don't have any footage from this Q&A, but it was just so fantastic being able to sit there and just listen to them be the absolute adorable dorks that they are. It was fantastic. Now, as you will see from footage from other Q&As that I have taken, Austin has a very specific way that he calls on fans for Q&A. It's all, hey, yo, sup, what you want? Pointing and then some kind of acknowledgement of the human being that he is talking to. That's how he called on everyone at Q&A for all of the Q&As, except me in Charleston. He calls on me in Charleston for Q&A, and he dead ass does this. He goes, hey, what you want? He fucking winks at me. Listen to me. Abby and my friend Hannah, who are on either side of me, can vouch that this shit happened. So I did what anyone would do in this situation. I just dead ass stared at him for what must have been 4 to 5 seconds. I turn, look at Jeff, and say, hey, how's Rory? Honestly, one of my top 10 moments. And the sheer look of utter bliss that comes over Jeff's face could cure literally any woe that anyone has ever had. So then Jeff just starts talking about all of these adorable Rory stories. Everyone melts and dies. It's sheer wholesomeness at its best. So then Q&A ends, the boys begin to walk off, but as Austin's leaving, he makes sure to tell us, hey, we have a brand new guitar tech. It's his first time on tour with us. His name is Aaron. Be nice to him. And the thought that goes through my head is, oh my god, this boy has never dealt with Parksies before. Oh no, he must be just completely overwhelmed. He must have like absolutely no idea what's happening at any time ever. So he comes out, he starts like fiddling with mic stands, tuning guitars, doing what guitar techs do. And I'm like, hey, Aaron, how are you? Are you okay? Like, if you're scared, it's all right. Like, a lot of us are scared. It's okay. Like, Parksies are scary. It's fine. You're okay. And he's just like, hey, hi, thank you. Again, sheer wholesomeness. But oh man, the fear that I had for this man. Like, oh no, he has no idea. It's just getting started. It's only show 2. But everything gets set up, and then Dwayne's set starts. And let me just preface this. I think that this is very, very important for people to know before I dive straight into this. I am not a fan of Dwayne's genre of music. I'm not a fan of Dwayne's music. It's just really not my thing. It's not my scene. It's just not my taste. It's like, just that's it. It's just not my thing. But Dwayne is literally one of the best performers I have ever seen live. Just the way that he performs and the way that he gets into his performance and interacts with fans and with his band, it's absolutely fantastic. And then the way that the fans feed off of Dwayne's energy and he gives it back, it's so good. It's literally just so amazing. Add in the fact that Dwayne is literally one of the most amazing, kind, sweet, just goodest boys I have ever met. It's just incredible. So I highly encourage you, whether you are a fan of like hip hop rap music or not, go check out Dwayne, because, you know, his music really isn't my thing, but I have found a couple of songs of his that I actually do like. So please just go check out Dwayne. Please, he's an incredible human being, and he deserves every ounce of support that you could possibly give him. He is just an amazing human being. Dwayne's set ends, and then the boys come out. And people, let me just tell you, there is no way for you to prepare, whether you have seen the show or not. There is no way for you to prepare for how it feels when Cherry Red starts. It is just, euphoric. Like, it's like, I can't describe it. I can't describe it. It literally transports you to a different time and place. And it's just so awesome. It's so amazing. And the boys, they gave an amazing, amazing performance. And then the fact that I got to experience this, my first water park show, surrounded by friends that I had made because of this band. My friend Abby, my friend Hannah, Skylar, Catherine, Rudy, Ryan. It was just incredible. It was the best first water parks experience that I could have asked for. Now, I don't have any videos from the show because I wanted to completely be in that moment. I wanted to just experience this, my first water park show, surrounded by friends. I just wanted to be completely in that moment and not be behind my phone. So I don't have any footage from this show, but just take my word for it. It was freaking amazing. So the performance is over, and for those of you who don't know, if there are still pics left on the mic stand, the crew will come out and throw them into the crowd. The same thing happens with the set list. Someone comes over, picks them up, balls them up, and throws them into the crowd. So Aaron comes out, takes all the pics, and throws them into the crowd. Well, one of them falls right on the floor in front of me, and I ask the security guard, hey, can I get that? And so begrudgingly, even though there's no reason for him to be a dick about it, hands it to me, and that is how I get a pic for this era. So the show ends, we go grab all of our merch, and then me and my roommate hop into the car and immediately start our drive back to Florida because I have to be in Tampa as soon as humanly possible because Tampa is the next day. Like Charleston was on November 16th, Tampa November 17th. Like, I had to hurry up and get to Tampa. So we drove all the way back to Orlando. I dropped off my roommate because she wasn't doing any more shows with me, and then went immediately to Tampa. That means I woke up at 2 a.m. the morning of the 16th, went to Charleston, did Charleston, left, went to Orlando, dropped off roommate, and then went straight to Tampa. If you can do math, you are concerned for my well-being at this moment. So yes, I get to Tampa and I am not only incredibly sleep deprived, but I am a ball of anxiety. Ball of anxiety because of this. Yeah. See, funny story, if you go back and watch my 21 Pilots vlog footage, which was in October, by the by, you hear me mention that I have fresh tattoos to wash. Now, in that footage, you also see that I am wearing a bandage on this thing, so sure, plenty of people probably assumed that that's what I was talking about. But oh no, we're talking about this bad boy too. I got this done on October 3rd, and I just kept it a huge secret from literally everyone humanly possible, because I knew that if I posted it anywhere online, that people would tag Austin in it. And my plan was to get this done and then surprise him with it in Tampa. Well, now I was in Tampa, and I was third in line for VIP. To say that I was freaking out a little bit is a slight understatement, but you know, the time finally comes. We all line up into that venue, and sure enough, person 1 and 2 go through VIP what seems like so freaking quickly, and then it's my turn. And I walk up to Austin, and the first thing he says to me after he hugs me is, hey, you were in Charleston, right? And out loud, I was like, yeah. But in my head, I was thinking, oh no, he remembers me already. This is about to get so much worse. And then, you know, I did the thing. rewind and focus in on this little moment right here. I broke his brain. Like, his brain is broken. Jeff had to... The amount of power that I felt in those few moments cannot be described. I left Austin Constantine night speechless. Like, there is no explaining that feeling whatsoever. There's no explaining how that feels. But honestly, it was just one of the absolute best moments of my life. I went in for that hug and I just got to tell him, you have no idea what you have done for me over the past year. And he was just like, oh, and it was so good. And I was expecting for like maybe like someone, Jeff, Otto, John, Lucas, someone to be like, this girl's out of her mind. Like, she's out of her mind. But oh no. They were all just so painfully sweet about it. Otto and Jeff were just like, oh my God, it's so incredible. Not just because, you know, it's tattoo, it's fit, but they also made sure to be like, oh no, the artwork is incredible. Jeff was like, your tattoo artist is amazing. John felt the need to be like, yeah, it looks better than the original, which is why Austin did the whole face at the end. By the way, I'm going to leave all of the information for both my tattoo artist and the girl who drew the original drawing. This is the original drawing that the tattoo is based off of. I found it on Instagram and I asked the artist, hey, can I get that tattooed? And she was like, of course. So please go check them out. They're both so incredible. They're amazing. Please go check them out and give them all of the attention in the world. So I leave and I hit barricade, and again, I'm center barricade. I was third in line for VIP, so center barricade again. And I start to tear up a little bit. I mean, not like anything crazy, just a little misty-eyed, because obviously this moment has been like a month and a half in the making, and like it was just really important to me, so I was in my feels just a little bit. And then Q&A starts, and I do have footage from that.
Thing is, I won't let him keep me down, at least not forever. I'm very brave.
Paint on the back of that jacket glows in the dark.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna chase you around later. I would make a green hair dye. I don't have a name yet.
Sour green. Sour green.
Sometimes I can't talk about things yet, okay?
Oh my God!
So,
Do you guys have a favorite mannequin?
no. They're all just up here doing their best.
Same.
Do you have a least favorite mannequin?
Is their eyes glow?
Because we
Yeah.
do. Ew!
Yeah.
Scary.
I wanted it to be like the music videos.
Yeah, I get it.
Cool.
No, that is cool, but like...
That doesn't make it less awful.
Fucking Sherlock Holmes and barricade, y'all. I already knew that.
It's coming for your whole life. I am here for this right now.
On the first tour, yeah. That's when you didn't want to go with us to Universal because you hate friendship, and that's why I'm the Godfather, and yeah, our trailer got like hell.
Is that where that agreement was made?
Yeah, he was like, whenever I have a kid next year or the year after, Otto's not going to be involved, and I'm like, good idea.
Austin, thank you so much for joining me here late on this hallowed ground.
Oh!
At least I showed. At least I fucking showed. When we hang out, where are you?
Oh!
That's right, more O's. Friendship. Oh, just saved that one.
Hey, that's where my family lives.
Cool. Fuck San Antonio. No, fuck San Antonio. Okay, that's fine. San Antonio is the only place that has successfully robbed us, so fuck San Antonio. I don't care. Fuck them. I doubt it.
Aw.
Because...
Don't give me that look.
Nice. Oh yeah, I saw that earlier. Man, y'all better start pressuring Spencer's. They keep pushing the date and I'm getting so mad. I'm just gonna print it. In the store?
Yeah.
What?
Tampa is the best
They didn't
place.
even tell us they were out. I would have pushed them. No, I would have been loud as hell. I followed up and they were like, oh yeah, it's going to, like this was last month. They were like, Or okay, so basically every month they keep pushing it 1 month. And that's the last. Yeah, Spencer's like, send them all to Florida.
Honestly, this Q&A was probably the best one. Again, I was surrounded by friends. My friend Aziza was next to me. My friend Becca and their twin were right behind me. My friend Janice was down the way on barricade. It was just incredible. And then everything starts getting set up for the bands. Aaron comes out again, starts setting up mic stands and guitars. And I'm like, hey, Aaron. He's like, hi. And then Dwayne comes out and he does so good. I do have some footage from Dwayne's set. Like, honestly, Dwayne could open for Parks every single time and I would be blissfully happy. And so Dwayne's set ends and we're all just sitting there waiting for Waterparks to come out, and I feel my phone just buzzing in my pocket. And I'm thinking, oh, it's probably my mom asking how I am, or it's my roommate asking me how I am. It's something, whatever. But then from down barricade, I hear my friend Janice just scream my name. And my friend Sarah, who is next to me, grabs my arm and she's like, Chardon, check Twitter. I don't know why it didn't dawn on me when he was like, oh, can I take a picture? I don't know why it didn't dawn on me that this is what he was gonna do, but it didn't. It didn't dawn on me. It just completely blindsided me. Like, my Twitter is a disaster area. I am just getting mentions upon mentions. Everyone is DMing me. My roommate is texting me, freaking out. Everyone who knows me in the pit is just... It was so much. It was so much. I was just on the floor crying. And then I finally kind of sort of start to get my shit together and I stand back up, and then Sarah touches my arm again and says, Chardon, check his Instagram story. I had just started to get my composure back. I had just Sir, I only have so much composure. Oh no, we were straight back on the floor crying just as hard, if not harder than the first time. Like, I don't know what to do. Now there's two platforms just ping, ping, pinging in my phone. But I start to get, I'm like, okay, I stand back up. I'm like, all right, we can do this. We can handle this. And then Sarah, bless this girl, but I swear to God, she puts her hand on me again. She says, Chardon, check his Instagram page. What? He's trying to kill me. No. You know what this was? It was revenge. It was revenge. He said to himself, oh, this girl made me look stupid for like a whole 5 seconds. Well, you know what? I'm gonna ruin her social media about it. And then he did. And then, you know, he did. Dallin and Ryan from IDK How are in the comments of this picture. Like, me and the floor, just me and the floor were best friends for the entire half hour before Parks came on stage. And then, you know, Parks came on stage. And as the icing on the cake of this, let's see how broken we can make Chardon, Cherry Red starts. Austin comes forward on the stage, stands on the platform, kneels down, and grabs my outstretched hand and holds it for what must be 4 seconds. Not like a tap or a brush as I'm going over that. No, he grabbed my hand and held it for and then moved. Boy, I am out of everything. I am a shallow, just empty shell of the human being that I was when I walked into this building. Like, there's nothing else for you to take from me. And then they proceeded to give what was arguably the best show of the tour.
Don't fuck this up. We even got some guitar that time. Yo. Don't fuck this up. Loudest one, come on. Alright, that was really good. That was pretty good. There we go. Give yourselves one of these.
Like, for real, except for that moment during group chat where he was like, you can do better. There was none of that throughout the rest of the show. When he was like, scream it, we screamed it, and he was like, oh shit, okay, these people are loud. Like, there was no more of the, I think you can be louder. No. We could not be louder, and he knew it. We were the first show that Dwayne came on stage for War Crimes, and we were the first and only show of the entire tour that Austin stage dove during Turbulent for. Tampa stays winning when it comes to concerts. And because of all of this, I had this feeling inside of me that this was going to be the first show of the tour that Austin came outside and met fans afterwards. So I made my way outside and waited, and sure enough. Now, when we were lined up inside for VIP, we were lined up right next to the merch table, and for some reason, I don't know why, the urge came over me to pick up the standard issue of Austin's book. I had already owned the all-black limited edition, but just something inside me said, hey, buy the standard issue while you're here. And oh man, thank God I did, because when he came outside and started signing things and writing things for people, this was the only paper that I had on me. So he comes out and he's wearing a mask because he's on vocal rest after the show to prevent him from losing his voice and to try to prevent him from getting sick, which didn't happen, but whatever. He's wearing a mask, so he can't talk to us, but he can still like mime to us and like still do things and everything, right? So he walks over to me and I'm like, hi, like, good show, like, if you could just, I instantly jump into trying to get him to do what I would like him to do, because he has like 100 people waiting to talk to him, and I don't want to take up too much of his time. But he's like, oh no. He looks at me and he goes, and I'm like, oh, okay. And so I hug him. This is hug number 3 now for the show. Got 2 during VIP and now this one. And so then I ask him, hey, could you do me a favor? Could you write I'll Never Bloom Again for me? And he looks at me like, I don't know, but like, okay. But then I ask him, can you cross out never for me? And then he's like, I got you. Okay. And he did. This is the exact date and time that he did this for me. I don't think I've mentioned this on this channel before, but my birthday is November 18th. That's right. He gave this to me an hour and a half before my 27th birthday. 27 is my favorite number. Don't you just love when stuff works out that way? So I got him to sign this for me. I got 1 more hug. That's now 4 hugs for 1 show. Then I went to my car and I cried. I didn't get to cry for long, however, because I still had to make it home and then sleep for like 4 hours before I had to pick up my Twitter friend from the airport. So it's November 18th. It's my 27th birthday. The day that I'm picking up my Twitter friend from the airport so we can do the Charlotte show together. The 18th is supposed to be an off day, which I am like desperately needing at this point, considering how I'm running on like 4 hours sleep for 48 hours. But oh, funny me. I failed to remember that me and Twitter friend had to pick up another friend in Jacksonville to go to the Charlotte show, because Twitter friend and this friend both had photo passes for the Charlotte show. So the day off turned into just a day of more driving. So we make it to Jacksonville and we have a couple hours to kill before we have to pick up friend from work. So we're like, what are we supposed to do in Jacksonville for a couple hours? There's like literally piss all here. But see, I had been to Jacksonville all of 1 single time before with my sister when she had to do a work thing. I went with her and my nephew so I could watch the nephew. And I remembered that there was like this outdoor like outlet mall kind of thing, and that there was a Starbucks in it and a cheesecake factory a little bit down the way. Took the nephew to go get cheesecake. So I was like, I guess we can go there. I mean, at the very least, we can just loiter in the Starbucks until it's time for us to go pick up friend from work. So we made it there, went to the Starbucks. I'm in line ordering our drinks, and I look out the glass window and I see lime green hair. You see where I'm going with this? Yeah, apparently Parks decided to spend their off day in Jacksonville as well. Why, I have no idea, because as aforementioned, there is fuck all to do in Jacksonville. But you know what there is to do in Jacksonville? Go get Starbucks. And of course, Austin decided to go get Starbucks in the Starbucks that I am currently in. Now, we didn't walk up to them, we didn't talk to them, didn't ask for pictures, none of that. The way we figured it, it's their day off, you know, and I had just gotten to see them the day before and the day before that, and I was seeing them the next day. I didn't need to bug them. We didn't need to bug them. It was their off day. Let them enjoy it. Let them not have to deal with fans on their day off. But trying to keep your composure while you're drinking your coffee frappuccino and one of your idols is literally like 12 feet away from you, it's a struggle. I'll give it that. It was a struggle. But you know, we leave, we go pick up friend from work, and then we make our way to Charlotte. And the Charlotte queue, while yes, it was still cold, it was so much fun. I got to spend the entire time in queue just hanging out with my friends. So many friends that I've made because of this band. I got to hang out with Catherine and Rudy and Ryan and Nick and Kat and so many people, just so many people that I have become friends with because of this band. Like, anymore, going to shows, like, I would say like 60% of the fun of it is just sitting in queue with all of these friends that I've made. So waiting in queue for the show, which is absolutely fantastic. And then we finally get to make our way into the venue for VIP. I think I was like 8th or 9th this time, so not as far up, but still not that bad. And this was the first VIP with that cool, fun backdrop. So we were just like super excited. So I walk up to them all, I get my hugs, and I'm like, oh, can we make sure that these hugs are the best ones? Because this is my last show. And they were like, oh, like, of course, like, aw. And then we all group hug, and it was just, oh, it was so good. And then I make my way over to barricade, and somehow I am center barricade again. Like, I don't know why. I don't know why, like, the first 8 people in line ahead of me didn't want center barricade, but there I was center barricade again. And then Q&A for this show started.
Perfect.
What kind of dog do they sound like? Listen, everyone.
Holy shit, Dad. Holy shit, Dad.
You did it.
Is that like a schnauzer? That's so weird. Hey, I'm in hospital, be nice. That's what it sounds like. What was the second question? Yes. Which one? It's AWS. Will you relax? Well then your dad's not going to believe you're studying. You have to know how to read or you can't study. I was really scared during Watch What Happens Next. I wasn't afraid of alligators when I wrote the video, and then I watched that movie Crawl, and then I got really afraid of alligators. I watched it like 3 days before too, and I was like, oh shit, they're fast. Okay.
What's the difference between equal vision and hopeless?
Okay, what's not?
Oh.
Let's see.
Everything?
They gave us money so we could make a video.
Also, Jeff, is it true that you're lying about your age and you're actually 56?
He is 56.
Now, because of how many of us there were in VIP, they didn't really have time to like sign or like draw or doodle anything for us during VIP. So the only opportunities that you got to do something like that was if you waited for them after the show, or if you waited for like the last few minutes of VIP. They don't so much like doing it if you ask like at the beginning of VIP or towards the middle, because then all it turns into is Austin writing or drawing things for people, and that's not fun for them or for the people who really want to ask questions. So if you wait until the last couple of minutes of Q&A, they generally don't mind doing it. And that's what I did, and I got him to draw this for me. So then VIP is over, Aaron comes out, starts messing with the mics and everything, and I'm like, hey Aaron, how are you? And this time we actually had like a little conversation. conversation. He's like, hey, how are you? And I'm like, I'm good, but I'm a little sad. This is my last one. And he was like, oh, well, I promise we're gonna make sure this show is a great one for your last one. And I was like, Aaron, that's so sweet, thank you. Oh. And then Dwayne comes out and kills it. And then the boys come out and they also kill it. Now, this show, because it was my last one, again, I just wanted to exist in the moment and have so much fun, cry my eyes out because of how much I was going to miss them. I didn't get any footage from this show, except for this one video. Yeah, I saw that start to happen and I was like, oh man, I've got to get this on video. That's why it's like in portrait mode, not landscape, because I was just like, oh, not thinking, had to hurry up and get this done, but that's my favorite All-American Reject song. The taste that that boy has. We are just forever impressed. Now, I am a little bit salty that I didn't take any videos from this show because maybe then I would have caught this moment on camera. If I have complaints about this show, had no complaints about the Tampa show, really, but this show, if I had any complaints, it was about the crowd. The crowd, for some reason, was extra super obnoxious about pics at this show, to the point where Austin stopped and said, are y'all really trying to interrupt me in the middle of a song for little pieces of plastic? So then, being the gracious human being that he is, he starts throwing pics out into the crowd. And I guess no one is catching them because he says, oh my God, none of you guys can catch anything. There are obviously no athletes in this crowd. Can anyone catch any of these pics? To which I respond, I can. And he's like, really? You can catch this pic? And I said, let's go. So he throws the pic and I catch it. To which he responds, did you actually fucking catch that? And I was like, yeah, I did. And he says, well, glitch in the fucking system. Someone actually caught a pic that I threw them. And this is why glitch in the system is in my bio forever. Thanks for the sick moniker, Austin. Appreciate it. And that is the pic that I have in here. The one that I got in South Carolina, I gave to my friend. So this show, we also did not stay after because we had a really long drive ahead of us. Had to drive all the way back to Jacksonville, drop off friend, and then drive all the way back to Orlando. And again, I am running on like 4 hours sleep in a 72-hour period. I seriously need to sleep. So we leave, drop off friend in Jacksonville. I drop off my Twitter friend at the airport like 2 days later. And that's it. That's the end of my fandom tour experience. Except, no, it's not. Twahaha, that's right. So the personal hiccup that happened that prevented me from going to the Houston show, well, I resolved that and went to the Houston show. Now, don't let the fun footage fool you. The Houston show could have gone a lot better. Like, it could have gone a lot better. You see, I was supposed to get into Houston at like 2 or 3 a.m. the morning of the show. I didn't get into Houston until 2 p.m. the day of the show. Because, you know, flight delays are the best thing in the world. I learned my lesson with this, though. I will give it that. I learned do not fly to a different state for a concert the day of the concert. I also did not know up until the last minute whether or not I was gonna have VIP for this show. I had been trying for like weeks ahead of time to get VIP for the show with absolutely no luck. However, I did send a message to someone who was supposedly selling their VIP like while I was in the airport in Orlando about to get on my plane for Houston, and I didn't hear anything back from them until like half an hour before we were supposed to walk in for VIP. But I did get VIP. I did get VIP. So it was just a complete and utter mess. All of my plans fell through, but I want to give the biggest shout out in the world to the people who were in line with me, because I explained the entire situation to them, was like, hey, I was supposed to be here like early in the morning because I'm supposed to be up there at the start of line with a friend because I'm from out of town. I'm completely by myself. I don't have a car. I don't have anything. I'm supposed to be with my friend, but all of this happened, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, hey, it's okay. We will let you cut here in line so you will be at least somewhat next to them. My friend was like 3rd or 4th in line. I ended up like somewhere in the 30s, but hey, at least I would end up like behind them on barricade or like something. So humongous shout out to those people. So kind, so understanding, amazing. Thank you to every single one of those people. So finally we get to go into the venue, we're in line. I get to see the infamous Travis VIP video.
I came up with a bunch of rules for this thing because they told me that I could make up the whole. I'm the one who started this tour. Everything is according to my plans.
And then it's time to meet the band. And because these people have already been so nice and understanding about letting me cut in front of them in line, I didn't want them to have to worry about getting my VIP video. So didn't have them take a video, but I walk up to the boys and they're like, hey, because they remembered that I said in Charlotte that that was my last one. And now here I am in Houston. So they were like, hey, and I was like, I know, I managed to get here. And I turned to Austin and I said to him, I told myself if I managed to get here that I would have this done so I could show it to you. And I showed him this. That's right. I got the little flower that he drew for me tattooed. Isn't that just adorable? So he looks at it and he's like, that's so cute. John looks at it and he's like, that's so cute. And I'm like, I know. And then I turn to Jeff and I say, dude, I cannot express to you how much I have missed you since the last time I saw you. I have missed you the most. And then you know the little this emoji? Multiply that by like 3 and that's the face that Jeff gave me. Like he just absolutely melted inside. He was like, me? And then Austin was like, fuck yeah, yeah! He was so hype. He was so hype because I said that I missed Jeff the most. And so I was like, can we just group hug Jeff? And Austin's like, fuck yeah, we can. And he just slams into my back and we all just glomp Jeff. And it's so cute. It was so amazing. So then I make my way over to barricade and people on barricade let me stand next to my friend on barricade. So now we are at a grand total of 4 times, all 4 times, I was center barricade for Waterparks. Incredible. And then Aaron comes out and he's like, hey, I was like, I know, I managed to get here. And he was like, awesome. And he finishes setting up and then Dwayne comes out and gives yet again, just another incredible performance. This time he stage dives into the crowd and I get to help him crowd surf and it's just so freaking cool. Starts, or should I say, Travis Park starts. The look of just sheer shock across all of the faces in that crowd was just absolutely incredible. And then of course the boys gave an incredible performance. cried so hard. I cried so hard. I was at a hometown park show, and sure, not everything went the way that I wanted it to, but it was still such a great show. It was so amazing to be able to be here in this place with these boys, and it was so good. And so the show ends, and Aaron comes out. He starts passing out picks, and he sees me, and he starts trying to give me picks. And I'm like, no, I already have a pick. My friend got me a Jeff pick, so I already had one of those. I was like, no. And I was pointing to the people next to me who wanted picks. There was especially a little girl, like, right next to me, and I was like, give her picks. She managed to get 2, and she was just the happiest I have ever seen a child. So I was like, I don't need any picks. It's good. But then I see him walk over and pick up a set list, and I'm like, oh, I wouldn't mind having one of those. Now, if you've ever been in a pit when the crew is passing out picks or set lists before, you might know that some people have a tendency of trying to steal them from the people who catch them. And see, Aaron knew this. So Aaron picked up a set list, walked down the stage, hopped off the stage, walked up to me and handed it to me. And this is why me and Aaron are now forever best friends. Like, honestly, we started with me just being like, oh, you poor soul, hi, are you okay? To this. And like, honestly, if that's not friendship goals, I don't know what is. Love you, Aaron. And then the show was over. My friend had to hurry up and leave because they had a very long drive ahead of them. And I had absolutely nothing to do for like the next 10 hours because my flight back home did not leave until like 9 a.m. the next morning. So I was like, why not see if the boys will come out and meet fans for the hometown show? Let's just see what happens. And sure enough, Austin comes out and meets everyone. He is the only one. Jeff had already gone home with Chloe and Rory, valid. And Otto had already gone home with Grace, also valid. So Austin was the only one. So he comes over, he's like, hey, I'm like, hi, great show. Can you write just one more thing for me? And he does, and I promise him, I'm not gonna surprise you with any more tattoos. And I don't. I posted this on Twitter as soon as it happened. I promised him, I'm not surprising you with any more tattoos. And he's like, oh, great, thank you. I can't handle any, no, you still have the craziest Parks tattoo I've ever seen, which gives me far more validation than I know what to do with. And that is the end of my fandom tour experience. Honestly, I could not have asked for a better experience. I got to see them 4 times, 1 time hometown. It was so good. And I got to spend the entire time being surrounded by all of these incredible friends that I have made because of this band. Friends that I have gone to other shows for other bands for, and we just have the best time. People I consider like some of my best friends. And it was just so incredible. It was so incredible. Like, really, I can't get over it. I think of all of the memories that I have, all of the keepsakes and everything, the words that I got to share with them and everything. And it's almost overwhelming. Almost overwhelming. It almost can make me just break down into tears every time I start to think about it. So what can I say? It was the most incredible thing. So that's it. That is my fandom tour video. I'm so sorry that it has taken this long, but as you can see, so much has happened. So much happened, and I honestly didn't even know where to begin with any of it. So hopefully this wasn't a complete mess. As always, thanks you guys for watching, and until next time.